Welcome to page 7 of Accel Packet number 5. On this page, we're going to be writing the line of best fit. We're given a scatter plot with many different points plotted on the coordinate plane. But it's our job to look at the line that's been drawn and write an equation for the line of best fit. Let's take a look at problem number 1. When you're writing these equations, make sure you pay close attention to the different scales that are being used along the x-axis and along the y-axis. The equation we're going to write is that of mx plus b equals y. It's our job to calculate the slope, the m, and the y-intercept. First of all, as I look at my line, I notice that it has a positive upward slope. So we know the slope is going to be positive. We're going to grab 2 good readable points that live on that line and use them to calculate the slope. Rise up, run over. Now, we know from 8 to 16, that's a difference of 8 units. That 8 is our delta y, our change in y. And as we move from here to here, we go from 2 to 6. That's a difference of 4, and that is our delta x. So when we set up our slope, our delta y over delta x, we're paying very close attention to the numbers on the x-axis and the y-axis. We get 8 over 4, which if we divide, we get a slope of 2. That's our m value. M equals 2x. Now let's take a look at our y-intercept. We can see that our intercept is a positive 4. So the line of best fit for this particular scatter plot would be 2x plus 4 equals y. Let's take a look at number 2. Here we look at the scatter plot we've been given for number 2. We can see it's a downward trending line. So we know right away it's a negative slope. We're going to grab 2 good readable points on that line and check out the slope. Let's go down and over. As we calculate our slope, we're paying close attention to the values on the side of the scale. We see that we start at 6 and go down to 4. And because we're falling on the coordinate plane, it's down negative 2 units. So your delta y is negative 2. You run sideways from 4 to 8. That's a difference of 4. So your delta x is 4. So what's our delta y over delta x? Well, it's a negative 2 over 4, which is a negative 1/2. Now our y-intercept, if we look closely, 8 is our best estimate. So it's a gain of 8. Your equation for the line of best fit would be negative 1 over 2 times x plus an intercept of positive 8 plus 8 equals y. Let's look at number 3 and number 4. In number 3, we're asked to write an equation for the line of best fit. And the same is true for number 4. If you look at problem number 3, you see that it's slanting upward, which means we will have a positive slope. But if you look at number 4, please be aware that you will have a negative slope. Let's start with number 3. Clearly, we can see that the intercept looks to be about a positive 12. But what about the slope? Well, we have to grab 2 good readable points off the line, and sometimes that's difficult to do. But let's take a look. Although it may not be crystal clear, we're going to grab this point at 116 and this point at 428 and calculate the slope. We're going to rise up and run over. But let's take a closer look at the scale on the side. We're going from 16 to 28. That's a difference of 12. So our delta y is 12. And we're going to run sideways from 1 to 4. That's a delta y, a delta x of 3. Now remember, this is just an estimate. So as we divide, we get 4. Our equation would be 4 times x plus 12 equals y. Now let's wrap it up with number 4. On number 4, it's pretty clear that your intercept or your b value is 24. But again, we have to grab 2 good readable points. Perhaps this one right here at 312 and this one right here at 48. So we're going to fall and run sideways. We start at 12 and fall to 8. That's a loss of 4. Because you're moving downward on the plane, it's a negative amount. And we knew our slope was going to be negative. And then we run from 3 to 4. That's a difference of 1. So our run value, our delta x, is 1. So we can express the slope as negative 4 over 1, which of course when we divide is simply a negative 4. Our equation, negative 4x plus an intercept of 24 equals y. This concludes page 7.